Today I'm going to make a low poly landscape and you can follow along. It'll teach some of the basics in Blender. If you're completely new, then I recommend watching the donut tutorial by Blender Guru, as everyone does, but if you want to, you can go through this one first. So let's start. This square you can just click off. Now you're in the viewport. First, what I'm gonna do is delete the light. X is the delete shortcut. Let me activate screencast keys so you will see the keys that I press in the bottom left. Let's see, yeah, there we go. So if you're ever wondering what the hotkey for something is, what the shortcut for something is, you can just look down there. We have the cube, we can delete it, and then add with Shift A. Let's make a plane, go down here, size, I'm gonna make it 4 meters for now and keep it there. Now we want to extrude it with E. Let's just extrude it a little bit, maybe that much. I'm gonna give it a bevel modifier by going into the wrench and searching bevel. Let's just change the amount around. Just gonna keep it at 1. So we can go into object mode and apply tab switches modes. I'm not sure if I mentioned that. But now we're going to make a path for a river to follow. So we press K for the knife tool and just cut a path here. Let's just do that twice. And now we have a path for a river to follow. Now we have the river kind of selected. We're going to extrude in a little bit and then press P to separate selection. Let's name that river. Name this grass. We're also going to go into face select and grab this bottom inset with I. Now we're gonna separate this, make it the dirt. I'm gonna rename this to like land because I want to add a mountain later. Maybe I'll just keep it as grass. But for now, this is completely done. This grass here. The river is right here. Let's go into edit mode and edit this river. Let's take this edge right here, extrude it on the Z-axis. We can't quite do that. We want to move this on the X-axis so that it doesn't clip. We'll just do that and do the same for the other side. Make it like that because the camera will be over here. I'll just Control Alt 0. I have if you go to edit preferences and input, you can make emulate numpad so you don't have to use the numpad. but we have it like that. There's the river. We need to edit the dirt. So let's just extrude. Oh, we're in object mode. Now we extrude this down. Control B to bevel. Let's just go like that much. That's pretty good, I think. Yeah. Might be hard to see in the orthographic view that I'm gonna make the camera, so I'm gonna move this down. Let's get this this loop by holding Alt and clicking it. That's probably better. Let's move this back up a bit. For some reason it just doesn't click the loop sometimes. Okay, there we go. That's good. Now, I think we should add the mountain, like right now. First of all, I want to make sure that rendering is in cycles and I use GPU because my GPU is much better. Samples, we don't need that many. For viewport, let's say 40. Render, we're doing 1 frame. So let's do, we can do 160, say. Oh, that's noise threshold. Let's not make the noise threshold 1. Light paths, let's make it easier on the device by going 4 for each of these. You can just hold on one and drag down to select all of them. Now, let's see, how do we want to make the mountain? I think that using the knife tool is one of the easier ways. We can just cut a shape into here. Let's do that. Let's P, separate selection. Go back into object mode. Let's name this mountain. Let's select this, extrude it up, and then scale it down. We're just gonna do that a few times to create an interesting shape. Keep messing up. That looks not normal. Very strange. Let's alt click this bottom loop, change the scaling for it. It's fine if it goes over the edge, because again our camera's gonna be up here. If anything, we can just grab the mountain itself and change it. You can also just move these around on certain axis. G. So I think that's a good mountain. Let's, first of all, this is too far up, and then let's alt click the bottom, scale it up so that it's like a more gradual slope. We can Control R to add loop cuts, which I'm going to do here to make it more gradual. You can always change where an end is, just so that it doesn't peek over. Okay, there's the mountain. Now we want solidify on the river, of course. I'm just gonna make the offset 0 so it's equal on both sides. We're gonna do with that. So that the waterfalls have thickness and stuff. And now we are going to select that, hide it. We are going to make a new collection, name it trees, or just like foliage. So now we're using the foliage collection. Let's make a cylinder, vertices 7, radius, make it like a much smaller radius because it's gonna be on this thing. So we're gonna make a like spruce evergreen tree first. So we move it up so that the origin point is at the base of it. That's fine. Okay, now we Shift D, separate selection so that we get log 1 and leaf 1. We're just gonna extrude a little bit, scale it down, extrude, scale it up, a little more than that, GZ. Huh, this extrusion wasn't... I don't know why it wasn't on the right path. Okay, we have this weird thing. Let's just scale these down. Gonna make a few trees. We're gonna put the spruce on the mountain, I guess, and the oak on the main grassy area. I'm going to extrude this, scale it in, F to fill. So we have this first tree. Okay, so this we add a cube, scale it down. This will be our rock. Just gonna make a single rock. Because I don't feel like making multiple, I'll just subdivide it 4 times, let's say. Then we go to sculpt mode, click grab, and you can just like just grab stuff, push it around, make a random shape. May look weird and not very rock-like, but don't worry about it. It'll look like a rock when you shift and then click on it. It'll smooth it. And now we go into edit mode, make sure the thing is in the right spot, scale it up, shade smooth. Just make this a little smaller. Also make like a, what is that? Okay, so I made this little mine shaft here that I'm gonna add on to the mountain later. We can just move this away on the y-axis. Okay, that's where that's gonna be. Now we can make a different collection, which will be foliage G for the foliage in the grass. Alright, I have this flower done. Let's scale it up a bit. But that is the mountain and the grass foliage done. So now we can compile shaders, which makes my blender run pretty slow. It kind of messes it up. So it will say not responding for me, but it shouldn't be a problem for most people. It just slows stuff down for me. Okay, here we are. We are in the texture preview mode. You can also press Z, and there's a thing here. Let's just go back to material preview. Let's see. Cycles, GPU compute. Okay, good. I already set the render mode. Let's just add some materials now, why don't we? First of all, let's move this out of the way so we can change this. So, mountain, we'll deal with that later. First, we go here, new material, material 1, let's make it green. What I'm gonna do with the mountain is I'm going to texture paint it. So we need to make a texture, base color, and make it an image texture. Make a new image texture. Mountain texture. Now I'm going into texture paint. And let's add a new tab by grabbing from the corner and change it to image editor Smart UV project, unwrap. Okay, there we go. Let's go back to the image editor. Change the size down. We need to get white and just lightly tap the top of it with white. Image, save. Just save as image. But we have this stuff. Now let's join these. Pressing Control J. Active selected object is not. What is active selected object, huh? Question mark. Okay, this is flower. We need, I'll just keep this named leaf 3. I'll just have the trees named leaf. I'll name this one mine hole. Boom. Okay, so we have these, and we have the platform for them to go onto. I'm actually gonna bring mine hole out of the foliage because I just want to place it on the mountain instead of generating its location on the mountain. Okay, so first we can test this with the mountain. We're going to go into geometry node editor, press N to hide this thing, press new, and now it's like the sprinkles in the donut tutorial. You just points on faces. We also need a join geometry. We are going to move this back. Let's just do that. Let's turn the Dimensity DAX. Yep. I'm intelligent. Okay, now we need instance on points. And then we need to drag this collection in, separate children, reset children, instances as instance, pick instance, scale. Do a random value. Let's make it a float. Scale 0 to 1. Let's make it 0.1 to 0.3. Now that's kind of cool. Like, it's pretty cool, I guess. Let's make another random. Rotation, let's not make it a float, let's make it a vector. Let's make this 0 and just change the Z to 360. And now we want a good seed. But of course we can also go object mode, not texture paint, weight paint. If we go into solid, we can weight paint. And I'm going to weight paint. Let's just weight paint. The lack of geometry makes it harder to that should be good. So if we go back into material preview and then we make density factor thing, we scroll down to modifiers, it's here, density factor, click the Icelandic flag looking off thing, point group, and now, hey look. Hey, I didn't plug in the rotation. Maybe that's why they all look the same. But yeah, I think that's good if I just set the density max to be higher. Maybe. Let's make the maximum size a little larger. Maybe not, 0.35. So we've instanced onto the mountain. Now we just need to do the same thing here. So let's just grab this. Nope. Let's just shift click this, exclude this, Control C, now we Control V. Okay, so I have my things set up. Let's just do that. I have all of this set up. I think that's good. I don't think I'll add a cabin to this. I'll add a little cabin to some other one that I make sometime, but this is fine. We move the camera. Of course, we gotta make the camera in orthographic. This doesn't feel like orthographic to me. Like move it here. There we go. Okay. Let's move. Let's just hide these collections. Let's go to the world settings. The background, brighter blue, maybe. Of course, the world changes. The world creates stuff like. There we go. You just turn off diffuse and glossy so the world doesn't change how the render looks other than the background. We are going to make a 3-point lighting system. So move one off to the right, point it at it. This will be the main light source. Let's make it a little orange. Let's make it larger in size too. This is the main light source. We will add another area light off to this side. Let's not move it so far back. We just put it like here. Make it a little larger. Just power up. This is the fill light, which we will use to see the details, and then we'll add a first of all, let's just make this wider so it lights that up. Actually, there's no point in that. Let's just add a point light below. Not so powerful, but powerful enough to know that it's like there, I guess. Or just powerful enough to light that up. And now we're going to add the final area light. Let's the rim light. So we'll point it there. Let's turn the power down a little bit. It's feeling a little overpowering. There we go. It's just completely shiny right there. Let's make it a little shiny, but not as shiny. There we go. I think that's it. I think that's pretty good. Actually looks great. So, render image. It's not gonna take that long because it's been 2 seconds and that's 144 samples. Wow. That is fast. So 14-second render looks pretty nice. So that's it.